So you were there. You were there for the earlier class, yes?
Yeah.
You remember that exercise we did? I'll just demonstrate it.
Mm.
This is a really good example of what I was talking about yesterday, that the two sides of the body don't move together. They
Mm.
move sequentially. All right? So it's one, all right? And as the hand begins to come down, then the other hand, all right? And two. There's this, you can feel it. There's a very natural rhythm in there. This exercise, I think, is a particularly good example because instead of just being side to side, it's actually front to back. Right? So I'm going from the back to the front, and the back to the front, and the back to the front, and the back to the front. And you can just feel what the rhythm ought to be in there. The same is true for these exercises. Right? Just feel your body and feel when the movements should come. Right? I guess Jill's not going to join us today, but let's go ahead. Let's do the form from the beginning all the way up through what we worked on yesterday. Let me see you do it. kind of like that.
I don't have it yet. I worked on it this morning, but it's definitely I can feel it.
So,
Anyway, I think tonight was way worse than yesterday. But anyway,
well,
I was so aware of everything I was doing wrong that it was just like inhibiting me awfully. Anyway.
you know, I don't remember the Japanese phrase from a Zen teacher, but the phrase means mistake after mistake. And what the Zen teacher was saying was that's the life of a Zen master. Everything you do is a mistake. It's just mistake after mistake. So you just get used to it and go on with things, right? Okay, so what was happening is you were doing at least some of the stuff exactly the opposite of what it should have been. All right, watch. All right, punch, block down, figure eight, reverse china over your knee, pull silk to the other knee. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, punch. 1, block down. 2, figure eight. 3, chin up. 4, pull silk. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Try it. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Again. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. One more. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Together. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk. Okay, now you finally got it. Do it. Good. All right, let's go on from there. The next move is a forward chin up. Reverse chin up is like this. Forward chin up is like this. All right? So let me just demonstrate. Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk, forward chin up. It's not over your knee, right? It's just to the left of your center line, right? Pull silk, forward chin up. And then you could just relax your hands. You're going to hit somebody with the back of your shoulder, back here, right? Boom. Watch my toes. Boom. You got to bring your toes with you. Boom. So what you're doing, hold on a second. right? What you're doing is backing into a guy. All right? So you can stand. I'll stand in front of him. All right? And you're just going to give him your shoulder. And then you're going to sweep your arm out like this. Right? And what's going to happen is he's just going to fall over backwards. Right? Punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chin up, pull silk, forward chin up, shoulder, and sweep. Sweep. You could do it with just this isn't tall enough. I need to get one that's about this tall. I'll have to see if I can find one. This is like a yoga thing, right? I'll do it low. All right, so they go together. The hand is sweeping this way. The foot is sweeping this way. All right? So watch my foot. All right, that's one. And then the hand's going the other direction. All right? So the poor guy's getting his feet kicked out from underneath him at the same time that you're pushing him. All right? So watch. Punch. Block down. Figure eight. Reverse chin up. Pull silk. Forward chin up. Lean into him. Bring your toes with you. And now sweep. You're going to kick his feet out from underneath him. And at the same time, you're going to push him. And this hand is used to balance everything. So now when you're done, the right palm is down and the left palm is up. Yeah. Let's do it together. Punch. Block down. Figure eight. Reverse chin up. Pull silk. Forward chin up. Shoulder. Sweep. Foot and arm together. Often in Tai Chi, when you can kick someone, that's one thing. But there's also something called a sweep, and it's called a sweep because it's like sweeping the floor. This is a sweep. My foot's going to go right along the floor. So I'm not kicking him. That's different. So the sweep, if this leg is well, I'll get my other guy here. So here's the other guy. Now imagine he's got feet down there, right? Your sweep is going to come right up and hit his foot and pop, all right? You're not kicking his leg or his foot. You're sweeping it. Sweep. 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 You could just do the feet. Sweep. Sweep. sweep, sweep. There's lots of different kinds of sweeps. Let me show you a completely different sweep. All right. What I'm doing is putting my mind first in my toes, and then I'm going to shift my mind to my heel. You notice it doesn't come straight back. It sweeps. So what I'm going to do is come around someone's foot, right, and sweep them off the ground. Does this make sense? Sort of.
It's not easy. I don't know. I don't know why, but it's not easy for me to understand. I guess I just have to do it again and again.
You need to practice as Amiel. You need to sweep him.
I will sweep him.
This happens by leverage. So imagine this. This might help. Oh, really? I'm going to try to get it. I'm going to try to get a tall one. This would help. This is another person, right? They're not facing me. They're facing that direction. So you stick your foot between their legs and you sweep their foot out from underneath them. That's one way to do it. Right? Here's another way to do it. They aren't really facing you. They might be facing you, but they're not really facing you. They're just facing this direction while you're facing this direction. Once again, you stick your foot in between their feet. So he has one foot here and one foot over here, right? And then you put your arm out, and so when you move your arm, it's going to hit their back. You bring the arm in this direction at the same, and hit their back at the same time you sweep their foot.
So your arm and your leg are going in opposite direction. This is my problem.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I'm going to spend a little time on this because I want you to feel this in your body. Imagine you have another person here, right? So here's this other person. You as the aggressor, because we're being very aggressive right now, right? You line your body up with their body, very close. You don't do this from a distance. You do this in really, really, really close, right? So they're lined up with this part of your body. That means this part of your body becomes a fulcrum. And you have a long lever that goes all the way from your hand through your body and down to that foot. Right? It's a long lever. And you have them lined up, you have them on the fulcrum, then you just turn the lever. Right? You have a long lever that goes from your hand to your foot, right? And what you're going to do, it's lined up. Here's the fulcrum, right? This part of the lever is going to go this way, and that part's going to go that way. The lever's going like this, right? It's actually sort of going around in a circle, but, right? You see what I mean? Yes. I don't think you do.
I do.
You do?
I think so.
So that the arm and the hand move together because they're actually becoming one thing, right? Yes.
It's bizarre though, but yeah.
You know, I was thinking something yesterday. I sort of said this before, but I was thinking of a slightly different angle on this. You've never done any fighting, boxing, wrestling, anything like that, have you? Any contact sports?
No.
Contact sports, right? Where there's contact, right? Football, rugby, anything like that, lacrosse. Um, when you do not have that experience, there's two worlds. One world you do not have that experience, the other world you do have that experience. Even a little bit of experience, just even a little bit of experience, will change your body energy. It will change your own personal energy. It's not something in your mind. It is also in your mind, but it's not something caused by understanding it with your mind. You understand it with your body. It doesn't mean you're an expert at all, but it's like flicking a light switch on. Suddenly there's light.
Because I think when you have done that, you understand the force that comes from the other and that you have to counteract. And when you haven't done it, it's totally abstract.
It's what happens watching you, and this is true for many people. It's not just you. But I was really watching you yesterday, and you are getting closer to reality in some of the moves. It takes everybody years to get close to reality. You're getting closer, but there's a gap, and the gap is not something I think that we can fill in these classes. I'm sort of trying to fake it with this fake person here, right? But it's something that you would understand intuitively as soon as someone touched you. You would not know what's going on exactly. You would not be able to repeat it. But that's true for everybody. It was true for me. It was true for Master Jean. You have to experience this many times. Even though you don't know it, every time you experience it, you are learning something intuitively. Your body is learning. And nothing can substitute for that. No words can substitute for that.
So what can I do?
It's a real problem. I was thinking about it from the point of view of teaching you. I think that sometimes I try too hard with words to substitute for something that words just will not substitute for. I try.
But what you just said, it's totally where I am right now. I think that some of the moves, I feel them. I definitely feel them, even if they are not right. I mean, I need to definitely work on them. And some of them, I just don't.
Yeah, yes. Well, it was exactly the same way for me. In fact, it still is the same way for me.
Yeah, but
there are some moves that I understand very well. There's other moves that I'm still working on.
Yeah, but what's missing is the knowledge of another body that I have to fight with or fight against or whatever word you want to put. But and that I cannot feel it because it never happened to me. Never. I mean, I never did push hands. I'm never ever. So I just right now I really feel that if we had a real class, like not Zoom class,
Yes.
I think at this point my level would really like change. But
When I was in Master Zhang's class for many years, and he would divide the week up. He did not teach every day. He taught 3 days a week. Saturday and Sunday morning from about 9 o'clock until noon, and Wednesday night from 7 o'clock until 10. And so 9 hours a week. And he would divide it up. So Saturday and Sunday morning, we would begin with Qigong for an hour. Then we would do an hour of form, and then we would do an hour of push hands. He was not doing competitive push hands where you try to beat each other. That does exist. In fact, most push hands is like that. But it's not very good because the people doing it are not very good. His was training push hands. So you weren't trying to beat the other person. You were just trying to do a training thing. You might be doing something like that, but you weren't trying to knock him down. You were just trying to get the what's the rhythm, what muscle, what tendon is doing what to make this work. And sometimes he would come around and demonstrate on you. So he would come around, put your hand up, right, boom, and you'd be down on the ground in a second. And you'd say, well, why is this little old man knocking me down to the ground? That's what every real Tai Chi teacher does in China. They knock you down. Because the only way that you can understand what's going on is to have it done to you. And I don't mean understand what's going on in the sense of here's this application, you understand this application. I mean insight without words. All right? You understand, boom, what's happening. All right? Boom. Master Zhang was not a big guy. He was only about this tall. But his hands were very strong. And when he would grab hold of you, it was like getting your hands caught in a vice. You know what a vice is?
Yeah.
Right? Club. Bam. You're not going to get away from it. All right? And then he would very slowly start to work you. He did it very slowly so that you could watch what was happening inside. Sometimes when he was doing that to someone, he would grab someone else and say, you come here, stand behind him, and he'd say, give me your hand. And he'd put your hand here and another hand back here. And he'd say, now you inside, watch. You watch inside. And you could feel all his abdomen was so developed. It's not the hands, it's this. Boom. The hands, the movement of the hand is just copying the movement of the abdomen. Boom. And there's no real substitute for that. That's one of the real difficulties of trying to learn through video. So what should you do? Do you speak Spanish?
No.
No. There's a good school in Spain, but I don't know if they do French. Maybe they do. They might. If I were in your shoes, what I would do is do as much Qigong as you can, because believe it or not, the whole basis of this is Qigong. Do the beginning Tai Chi class. Don't worry about the advanced class.
Oh
It's
no,
not that important to learn advanced forms.
no,
There's
no.
nothing special about advanced forms. They're just bigger, right? What you want to get are the basic principles of movement. Learn this form, the 24, and learn it in depth. Learn as much as you can, and then go out and try to find, is there anybody teaching in your little town there?
There is one teacher, but I tried twice and I really don't like it. I mean,
Not good.
no, it's not at all. I mean,
Well, then,
if I were in Paris, maybe I would find a good teacher, but I'm not, I'm
but you're
far.
not. Well, something that you maybe could do. So now, are you ever going to come back to the United States at all, or are you pretty much settled in France?
Well, I will come back for like vacation.
Yeah.
But you mean to live there? No.
No, no, not to live, but just for vacation or something.
Yeah, yeah, we are definitely trying to come once a year, but
Well, then you should come up to Battleground, Washington, where I live. Battleground is the cultural acme of the United States. It's the most cultured city in the United States. The food up here is it's perfect. It's the worst food in the world. It's awful up here. Honestly, Annie and I have gone out to eat at a restaurant maybe 3 times. Annie couldn't even eat the food. We brought it home and fed it to the dog. That's how bad it is. But sorry, that's the United States. Come up here for a couple of days, and you and I will play a little bit.
if I come is
Oh,
more than for a couple of days because it's far away. I mean, it's a
it
big,
is
big
far. Well, you can come to the United States to do your vacation or whatever, and as part of that, come up here for a day or two. You don't need to become an expert in what we're talking about. All you need is some experience. It's
I don't want to become an expert, but I want to. I, I really love this 24 form Tai Chi, and I really would like before I die to just like know it in depth in within myself, not like
yes, yeah, yeah. The thing that you need, I don't even have the language for it. We've been saying you need this experience. Yes, that's true. But it's something else.
well, it's something that I would get if it was a real class, not a Zoom class.
Yes, yes, that's true. Although I have to tell you that what I'm talking about is something you usually only get in private lessons.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't you don't generally get it in a public class because the milieu is just different. Private lesson, you really can, the teacher can focus on you, you can focus on the teacher, and then both of you can focus on where you are and what needs to happen. In a public class, there's too much distraction for the teacher, for the student, etc., etc. So yes, there's something that happens, but it's not nearly as intense or focused as it is in private lesson. Um,
Oh, I will try.
what it is what I'm suggesting is this: you just need to take one step through the doorway. One step, not a mile, not 10 miles, just one step.
Okay.
Because the difference between being never having gone through the door and taking one step through the door is 100% change.
Mhm.
It's just a seed, like a little seed for the garden.
But it
It's
will
just a
grow.
little seed.
Mhm.
But once you get it, it will grow. Right? Now, to really grow into a big tree is going to take many lifetimes. But to have that seed is worth it, at least
Okay.
in my experience,
Okay.
because it just makes lots of new things possible, lots of new understanding that you just aren't going to get otherwise.
So I come or you come.
Well, that's possible too. Who knows? Uh, I have thought about it. So Catherine is saying we should go to France. You,
I'll go pack my bag.
Annie's going to go pack her bags.
Good. I'm serious. I mean,
I know, I'm
whenever
serious too.
you
I
want to
think it'll
come,
be a lot of fun.
There's a big school in Spain.
Yeah, but she doesn't speak Spanish.
Oh.
Already checked. There's a big school in Spain, a very good school. But if you don't speak, I don't speak Spanish. You don't speak Spanish either. How about Finnish? Do you speak Finnish?
no, I speak French, English, and Hebrew. That's it.
Okay, all right. Well, that's three. That's two more than I've got. Okay. Um, I guess that's all we have time for today. We'll finish this move out next week. Let me just demonstrate for you, and
Yes.
then you can watch the
Exactly.
video. Right. So punch, block down, figure eight, reverse chinna, pull silk, forward chinna, shoulder, sweep, coil in, Buddhist warrior, lift the urn, box the ears, double elbow strikes, grab, circle, shoulder, punch, grab, boom, punch. See if you can get that much. And we'll pick it up there next week.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. All right. You have a good day. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.